Alright, so in this tutorial we're going to rig a biped character using humIK. Now there's a lot of different solutions to rig characters. The reason why I'm using the humIK though, quite honestly, is that it's really fast. You can create a rig, it's already built into Maya, it's very simple to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the high poly guy here, I'm just going to delete that, and I'm going to go ahead and save this, Control Shift S, and I'm going to save this as kid_rig, like that. Okay, so voila. So I got that going on. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and do the humIK. So I'm gonna switch my menu set to rigging, and then I can go to skeleton, humIK. All right, a little panel is gonna show up here. First thing we need to do is create a skeleton. Okay, because without a skeleton, what do you do? So we're gonna create a skeleton. Bam, and you can see it's a touch big. So we need to fix that. I'm just going to go over here and where it says character scale, I'm going to yank this way far down. And yank it way far down. Yank it way far down. You'll see it resets each time. And let's go one more. Okay. I want to do X-ray on joints. There's a little icon up here. This is X-ray on joints. You can push that, or you just go to shading X-ray joints. It just makes it so the joints become see-through. So I'm going to take my character scale and pop it up a little. Up it up a little. Okay, that looks pretty good. All right. Now over here, I can choose how many spine joints I want, how many neck joints I want, shoulder count, for in here. If I want roll bones, generally speaking, because we're doing games, I'm going to say no. How many fingers? So you can turn off fingers. You can add an extra finger. How many for each finger? So 3 is the usual number. And you can choose toes. I don't need toes. So we're just going to do the basics here. And that looks pretty good. Alright, so I don't really need to change any of those, but those are options just to be aware of. Okay, so now what you're going to do is you're just going to physically move these. So first thing I usually like to do is it's best to start from the proximal, the most center, the highest in the hierarchy. So in this case, it's going to be my my root. So I'm just going to take this and put it roughly where the hips are. So I'll push this back just a touch, like that, in the center of mass. Beautiful. Now I'm going to take this leg. I'm only going to worry about the one side because we're just going to mirror this to the other side. I'm going to bring this over like so. And here's the thing, I have to leave it straight, even though I did a bad job. I modeled my legs a little bit to the side here. I don't want to do that on the rig, so I'm going to keep that leg straight. So I'm just going to make sure that this is in the right position. Take my knee next, and I'm going to bring it up and over. I'm going to do wireframe on shaded by clicking on this box with the lines on it. That way I can see where the edge loops are that I made sure I had for deformation. Now while I'm doing this, I'm going to click on definition, because what will happen is this. If I go to move this over, you'll see, I didn't really do it there. I'll do it with the arms because this will be obvious. You'll see that when you go to do this, this turns into a triangle. That means that it's not going to work. Okay, so if you see that happen while you're working, it means it's a no-go. So keep an eye on this over here. Alright, so I'm going to take this and I'm just going to bend it slightly this way. And then I'm going to just push the down arrow. I'm going to take my foot here, and I'm going to go up to here. And I'm going to go ahead and go to the next one, and I'm just going to pull it up to here, like so. Okay? And that's fine. So that looks good for the leg. That's fine enough for me. I'm going to take this. So we're going to work our way up here. Well, I'll take this. I'm going to move it up so it's roughly right where the pinnacle of the costal arches. I'm going to hold D on this one because that will move just the joint. Sorry, W and D. And that way it won't move any of the other ones. So pull this one up a little bit, push the up arrow, hold D, and push this one up a little bit just to spread the love there. Okay, so this is my clavicle. I'm fine where that is. I don't really need it that much. I gotta make sure the shoulder's in the right spot, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm just going to take this forward. Alright, and then I'm gonna go ahead and take this and push this one back a little. And I'm looking at my shoulder, and I'm gonna move this way a touch, and I'm gonna move it down a touch. Feels a little high. Okay, now I'm going to take my wrist, and we're going to pull it. Actually, that's kind of where I had the wrist, isn't it? I'm going to pull that there. Alright, now I'm going to take my thumb here, and I move this down, and basically you got to go through and make all of these fit. So this is going to be somewhat of an annoyance. Let's just check something real quick. Okay, so and I didn't really make enough geometry for the thumb here, but I don't really care that much. We're not going to do too much with this anyway. So 1, 2, 3. All right. So actually did this wrong. This has got to go over here. So I'm gonna move this back and over here, and then this guy should be back and up here. Oof, this one's got to go up, D, and up, and okay, and then we'll push down like that. Okay, and then this guy and these ones, I'll just grab them all at the same time. You can see they're slightly off, so I'm going to take them and kind of put them here-ish. I'm going to take the next bits here, not that, this, and this, pull them forward all at the same time. I'm going to switch to a top view, spacebar, spacebar. I'm going to put on the X-ray joints, and I'm just going to move each one of these. I'm going to make sure I have this on too. Each one of these to the correct spot. That one's actually not too bad. Okay, that looks okay there. And then I'm just going to move this one forward a little, down and right to there. Okay, that one's actually about right. So let's do the next one and forward to right about there. And I'll move this one just this way a little bit. Okay. That's okay. This one forward, next one like that, and same thing here. That one's okay, and put this one back a little bit. Let's go up. Okay, we're gonna go like that. Great. Now I'm gonna switch back to here and make sure the ups and downs are fine. And you can see this has got to come down. This one's got to come down. Okay. This one's got to come down. This one's got to come down like so. Alright, so there's those. Now this is obviously the neck, so I'm going to take this and put this right to the base of the neck here. Alright, I'm going to hit this up arrow, and then this is the head. So I'm going to take this, and this is going to go here. Now usually I like to draw more joints than that, but I'm also not going to do a mouth or a jaw or eyes or anything like that, because we're actually going to look behind the character all the time, so it's not going to matter that much. But okay, good. So that looks okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up to here, hit this little menu option, and you'll see where it says edit. I'm going to go to edit, skeleton, edit skeleton, and then we're going to mirror from left to right. And it's going to take all of the stuff on the left here and mirror it to the right side. All right. And I'm looking at this. I'm going to pull this one this way a little bit more. And I'm just going to do that again. Boom, edit, skeleton, mirror, left to right. All right, good. So, all right. So we now have our joints where we want them. What I'm going to do next is basically select the highest in the hierarchy, so the root joint, then shift select the geometry. And I'm going to go to skin, bind skin, option box. And you want to do joint hierarchy. That just means that it's going to take all of the children underneath this joint, since I have the highest in the joint. Geodesic voxel, that's just the algorithm it's going to use in order to apply the weight of the joints onto the individual vertices. Classic linear, there's basically two types here. This one's just a weighted blend. Quaternion is good because it doesn't lose volume as much. However, in video games, I don't believe that they support that right now. So it's also computationally more expensive. So we're going to just leave on classic linear. Interactive is fine for the normalized weights. Post stinks. They added it later on, but it's annoying. Weight distribution, distance, fine. Just take max influences. I believe it's on 5 by default. Just switch that to 3. Most of the time, the joints rarely, most of them are honestly just going to need 2 different joints to affect each vertice. This allows that up to 3 joints can affect a vertice. Remove ones is fine. Turn off maintain max influences. We don't need to colorize the skeleton. Fall off 0.2 is fine. And resolution, this is for the geodesic voxel. And we'll just hit bind skin. And this will take a moment. Hopefully it'll be semi-quick. And boom, there we go. And now what I'm going to do is, while I have this selected, I'm going to go up here. We're going to go to create. I'm going to do control rig. And what that's going to do is going to create all the necessary giblets here. And now, when I grab the different parts here, my character is rigged. Okay, and that's good. So it's a very dynamic, pretty easy squeezy, beautiful rig. You can actually grab the controls here, which is nice. So there's like a built-in little control system. And it does kind of an IK FK blend. So if you see, like, I can rotate this, but I can actually grab it and it works like IK. There is some weight painting issues, but for the point of rigging, I mean, that's pretty fast and pretty okay. So I'm just gonna go ahead and save this. I'm gonna save it as my next version. So underscore v02. And then I'm also going to save this as rig again. So what we're going to do is every time we do a new version, we're going to save it as the rig and also a new version. So if we do need to go back, we can go back one. Okay. So that looks pretty good. All right. So in the next tutorial, I am going to fix the weights on this. It's mostly just the shoulders that are issues that you'll see. Right here, and then I'll look to see if there's any other issues, but unless it's like super terrible, and this is pretty bad, I'm not going to worry too much about fixing them. All right, that'll be next.